Morning, everybody. This is Mike Peters with the Pottsville Church of Christ, and it's time for our morning devotional. So let's get our Bibles out and let's turn over this morning to the book of Luke. I want to look at Luke chapter 6, and I'm going to begin reading in verse 39. Luke 6, verse 39. And here's what we find. Luke 6:39, and he spoke a parable to them. Can the blind lead the blind? Will they not both fall into the ditch? A disciple is not above his teacher, but everyone is perfectly trained. Who is perfectly trained will be like his teacher. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not perceive the plank in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, Brother, let me remove the speck that is in your eye, when you yourself do not see the plank that is in your own eye? Hypocrite! First remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck that is in your brother's eye. Jesus begins this discourse in this passage with a statement that, if you're like me, it takes me back to the old slapstick days of the Three Stooges or those type of kind of cheesy comedies. Can a blind man lead a blind man? And in my mind's eye, I see, something like Abbott and Costello running into things, and we think of that as we can think of that from a physical perspective as something that's kind of almost comedic and slapstick and silly. How can someone lead someone else when they can't see? They're going to be bumping in and making a mess and all of that kind of stuff. But when we come at this from a spiritual instead of a physical aspect, a spiritual perspective, all of a sudden this question becomes very, very serious. Now, we as Christians are to be the light of the world. That is, because we have a relationship with God, because we have a relationship with Jesus, because we know Jesus, we've come to know Jesus, and we continue to know Jesus, we're to be spiritual leaders to the world. That's what it means to be a light of the world. We're to lead the world to Jesus. That's our job, right? Go into all the world, preach the gospel to every creature, Jesus would say, Mark 16 and verse 15. We're to lead the world to Jesus. We're to be spiritual leaders of the world, the light of the world. Now, how can we lead the spiritually blind in the world to Jesus if we ourselves are spiritually blind? In other words, how can we be leaders who are bringing the lost to Jesus when we're playing the hypocrite and just pretending to be Christians? That becomes a very serious question. We're to be examples to the world. We're to influence the world. We're to be the teachers of the world because we have the truth. We're the ones who have come to a knowledge of the truth, and now it's our responsibility to give that knowledge to those who need it around us. But how can we do that when we ourselves don't even know the way? How can we help the spiritually blind to see if we're spiritually blind ourselves? You see, Jesus here is encouraging us, and in fact, it goes past encouragement because these are imperative statements. These are commands. He is commanding us that we need to prepare ourselves as Christians to be leaders for Christ. And that means we have to be knowledgeable of the way in which we're to lead others. We're to remove obstacles from the others because we have the clear spiritual sight, so we remove the obstacles from those who can't see the obstacles in their lives so that they can come to a knowledge of Christ, to a knowledge of the truth, and then be obedient and submissive to the gospel. And we're to have that attitude of love and humility that will allow us to take others by the hand and lead them closer to God. This is Mike Peters with the Pottsville Church of Christ, and I hope these morning devotionals are helping you each day to get each day off to a very positive start. If you like this video, want to see more videos like this, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit like and that little bell icon that should be right down there somewhere, and you'll be notified when new videos come online. If you're watching this on Facebook, like this video and then share this video on your own page. And That way, it will help us get the message of Jesus out to as many people as possible. I hope everyone is having a great week. Hope you have a wonderful day. And don't forget, always be praying.